Season 3, Episode 4, coming at you right about now. Real quick, before we get started here, let's go back to Season 3, Episode 3. You may have noticed, if you're a true subscriber, by the way, that we lost about 10 minutes worth of audio in that last episode. Not to worry, we re-uploaded with the original audio. Well, not original, fixed audio. We're good to go now. Anyway, let's get to Week 4 of the NFL, some baseball news, and a surprise appearance by your newest statistician, maybe? Anyway, Justin, how are we?
Not bad. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Taylor, doing good?
Oh, solid. Surviving a week off of school and getting the cold, but we're on the back end now.
Oh, yeah.
Feeling a bit healthier.
Hurricane
I might
Fiona.
sound bad, but
Our hearts are with any victim of Hurricane Fiona.
I still don't have
Yeah.
power.
Yeah, well, I'm talking roofs, homes in general.
But electricity, Grant.
Yeah.
More people.
Yeah.
I can't shower at my own house.
Yes,
So-
if you do
so-
not have electricity, still, that is a very tough situation.
Hurry up, Maritime Electric.
Yeah, just get right on that.
But anyway, we'll leave that to CTV and CBC. So
Yeah.
many letters in Canadian news coverage. Anyway,
CNN, Fox.
Fox is a word.
It's still got 3 letters.
Not a good program. But we are a sports podcast. So let's get to the wide world of sports. Taylor, you're not wearing a Blue Jays jersey.
I
But they're
know.
doing well.
It's one of the few times I've forgotten to take it with me on this podcast, but nevertheless, I got the hat.
Yes.
So I got some representation of this. Oh, and I got socks too. Those are Blue Jays socks.
What in the... Okay.
Fresh from the Rogers Centre. Overpriced, but good socks.
Please do not tell the folks on this podcast if you're wearing Blue Jays undies or not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They got pickles on them.
it's all thanks to Vladdy.
It's what?
It's all thanks to Vladdy Daddy.
No.
You kidding me?
No.
I will say, so I took note of this in fact, despite a few key players having down seasons, I marked down we had Bichette, Vladdy, Hernandez, Gurriel Jr., all having lower numbers surprisingly than last year, yet the team has more success than they did last year.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I want to see though,
Yeah.
what do you think is the key to that? The fact they've already locked up 90 wins. They already locked up a playoff spot. They're just making sure they clinch home field now for the AL wild card.
They need like 2 games to do that. Or to-
For home field, they're
yeah.
currently 3 up on the Mariners.
2.5.
2.5. But what do you think has been the key to the success for the Jays this season, despite lower numbers from all their key guys this season?
Beating good teams.
No.
He's not wrong though.
Alec, no.
One man to save the day, eh, Jenny?
One man to save.
Well,
the day.
like, he's their ace. He's the reason that they're winning, I feel like.
He's definitely been a reason they've won games. But I think you gotta give a bit of credit to the bullpen's been hot of late. And I think despite the lower numbers, I think
Alec
hitting
Manoah's
clutch.
been the best player the whole season.
Oh yeah, there's not a doubt. He's been the most
Like,
consistent, the best.
Yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind that he's...
No matter if the team was hot and cold, Manoah was always there still.
Yeah, he was always solid. Like, I just think it's been a collective in terms of if we're talking hitting, I think it's not really... Like, Vladdy's going to be Vladdy, and he's going to get his own. But he didn't do as much this year as what one would have thought after last year's season.
No, that's what I mean. Like, they all had lower numbers.
I think it was more just collective effort.
I think it was just timely hitting and more clutch hitting.
Yeah, but I also think the group as a whole just gelled better
Yeah.
this year and was just able to dig out of holes if they found themselves trailing late in games.
Yeah. They also had names that came up clutch too. Like Jansen had a way better season than he did
Yeah.
last year. Kirk is hitting good. Gurriel Jr. is always playing decent.
Yeah, and Teoscar's getting hot right now.
Bo was the franchise record 48 hits in the month of September.
Bo had an unbelievable month of September, probably the best in the MLB.
He was named to the MLB team of the month. Same as Manoah. Manoah recorded a franchise low .88 ERA in the month of September,
yeah.
which is a franchise low, and also had him winning AL's pitcher of the month in September. And not to mention, a cool stat they brought up the other day during the broadcast that I thought was neat is he has a 1.55 ERA plus, and anything over 100 is good. And to just put that into kind of like how you should expect or hold his name now with some respect, pitchers like Scherzer and Kershaw, he has better numbers than them through his first 2 seasons compared to their first 2 seasons.
Okay.
See, now, the only thing that I have a knock on the Blue Jays for right now, and this is my favorite team, but I still have a knock on them, is Vladdy just doesn't need to show off in his house. We're 1 week behind here, so like this series happened a little bit ago, but they played New York. They went, or he walks it off first night. He said it's my house, and then the second night, the Yankees win the division in Vladdy's house. So you're not like right now. You're not the best team in the AL.
But they can compete with any team in the AL.
I think Houston's the walk-away favorite right now.
Oh, obviously. I think they were back in spring training.
The Yankees were, I think.
Houston's never had a down year since they early 2000s.
Houston's just becoming Dodgers territory. Just they're not going to be bad.
No, let that be a lesson, kids. Cheaters do win.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they do win.
If we have some more to talk about the Blue Jays, I'd love to get back to it. But I just want to talk about some AL Central here, just for a little bit.
Yeah.
4 out of 5. That's terrible. 4 out of 5 teams in that division have been eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah.
This is just a terrible division, and honestly, I think we could restructure some divisions around a little bit.
No, like Chicago. Okay, well, Cleveland. Yes, they're good, but the White Sox were predicted to have a better season than what they did. Like they just.
How much can you really expect, though, when your manager's 2 years away from a retirement home?
Yeah.
La Russa was 78 turning.
Yeah, but after last season, I was expecting a lot more from the White Sox.
Yeah, they did underperform, but at the same
they way
time...
underperformed. I was expecting at least 85 wins.
Cleveland is good, yes, but they're also, you got to put that into perspective. They're good in a bad division.
They're beating bad teams.
Yeah.
Minnesota, I think Minnesota's... This is a building year for Minnesota.
If they can keep Correa.
They traded away a lot last year. So obviously they kept Correa. They signed Correa in the offseason. So that was a good stepping stone. So we'll see. I don't think this division's as bad as what it looks like though. Yes, Detroit is terrible. Yes, Kansas City is terrible. But Detroit has a lot of good prospects on the way. So I think give it another year or two.
And Kansas City did have a good year about 7 years ago. So
they won the World Series back in 2015 or 2014?
Yeah,
2015.
So
Anyway, my other thing I want to add is this is 1st of October baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It is wrapped up.
Exciting time.
Except for 2 teams, Milwaukee and Philly. I think it's going to be wrapped up for Philly, and Milwaukee's going to grab this wild card. Because,
really?
Yes, Philly's playing Houston.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's playing the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
I don't know.
not wrapped up, but wrapped up, wouldn't you say?
The Astros need to sweep the Phillies, and then the Brewers need to sweep the Diamondbacks.
Right now, their records
Phillies need to sweep.
Right now, it's 80,
for the Brewers to get in.
86 and 73 for the Phillies.
Phillies are 2 games up in the wild card on the Brewers.
Well, correct.
Is that of all of last night? I gotta look.
That's going into today. They're 2 games
This
up.
is going into today. Correction.
Yeah.
Philly needs to go above 500 or better than Milwaukee to beat them out.
Yeah, Philly basically wins a game in this series. I think they're good.
Yeah, because...
Yes.
Well, Brewers need to win a game. If they wrap up one of their games, or both of them, 2 or 3, either way,
Brewers
if they win one of their games, they're set. Because no way Philly's... No, I'm saying if Brewers win against the Diamondbacks once, there's no way Philly's beaten Houston twice. Maybe if Houston rests everybody, but that's the only way. That's the only way Philly has a chance of getting that wild card. And it's a wild card.
I mean,
what are you going to do with the wild card?
Houston's already locked up the top place in the AL.
So they'd be smart to rest.
And
They would be.
Philly's
Yeah.
literally going to be do or die. So I think Philly wins at least 2 games in this series.
I think
Now-
this year, after you get past 100 wins, just rest everyone.
Because they have
Milwaukee-
Aaron Nola going to the mound tonight,
Mil-
and that's not a bad pitching matchup to watch.
Milwaukee is literally going to have to sweep the Diamondbacks.
That's
to have a
that's
chance.
what I said.
They can't lose a game for the rest of the season.
Rest of the season. There's
Three-
2 or 3 games for
There's
each
like 3
team.
games. I think this is the final series.
It
Anyway,
is the final series.
Yeah.
we got to look at one terrible team right now. At one point, they were 10.5 games up on the NL East, or I think NL East. Let me just double check my divisions.
What team?
Yes, the East. The New York Mets were up by 10.5 games over the Atlanta Braves. Last night, well, before this series against the Atlanta Braves, the Mets had an 80% chance of winning the division. Now they basically have a 2% chance of winning the division.
Is this the fall Grant called for? Just a little later than we
A
expected?
little bit. And not as bad.
They
But it's a
lit-
fall nonetheless.
They lost the last 3 games to the Atlanta Braves.
That's what you get for bringing Timmy Trumpet in mid-season.
They went from being 10.5 games up to 2 games back of the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
How in the world do you fall off that bad?
Yeah. I called this.
You're
I
the
don't know why you're asking me.
I don't know. This is like crazy. This is right before the playoffs. Like, Mets fans, like, how do you feel about this? Like, this is terrible.
They don't feel let down because it comes every year. That's all I can say.
They got to be happy with 98 wins, though. They're going to go to the playoffs at least.
They're
This
gonna
is
go to
something
the
to build on.
playoffs, but
Yeah.
it just blew. If it comes down to you versus Atlanta, like, Atlanta's had your number most of the season, I feel like.
Yeah.
The only other team in the NL that I feel like, well, Albert Pujols hit Grand Slam 702 yesterday.
What? Not Grand Slam. It was a solo shot.
Or sorry,
Home run.
Yeah, home run. My bad. I don't know why I said-
home run 702 yesterday,
yeah, and
and
then
tied Barry Bonds for the most.
And they walked him. Who was it? Him and the pitcher and catcher walked out together.
Adam Wainwright, and Yadier Molina.
Yeah, walked out together in the
Yeah.
final, which was a cool moment to see
It
in
was.
St.
Oh,
Louis
yeah.
history.
Those are 3 greats in
That's
that city.
That's
And the fact he came
legendary
back
players.
like
They're all top
the fact he
five,
came
too,
back
in
like
stats.
LeBron too. The fact he came back.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And
That
what
raises
if they-
hearts.
What if they
Person.
like? I wouldn't mind seeing them win the World.
Oh, not at all.
Series.
Not at all.
I think if you pick one sleeper, pick St. Louis.
Yeah, they're definitely not expected to win as of right now, so I'd take that.
But they're not out either.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have that division winner, and then you have the team that has just ran away this season, the Dodgers. They set a new
Yeah.
franchise record, and I'm pretty
Super
sure they're
team.
close to the overall record. I don't know.
Have they even lost 50 games this year?
No, they're 110 and 49.
God.
Like,
That's immaculate.
that's just ridiculous. They,
Yeah. And who are they playing?
they play the Rockies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's some wins.
Don't even lose 50 games all season.
So if they don't lose another game, like, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they'd have to be World Series favorites, I would say.
And Freddie Freeman's also in a spectacular year.
Yeah.
I hate him for not coming to
Even
the
though-
Jays, although it made sense for him. But
Even
still.
though his numbers are down, he's having an unbelievable year.
Yeah. Well, if that wraps up baseball talk, I take it it's not.
A little bit more Blue Jays?
I mean,
I'll feed a scrap piece of bread to this Blue Jay.
what do you want?
I just want to emphasize that the Blue Jays are playoff bound finally after we missed it by 1 game last year.
As of today, it's just a wild card spot.
It's a playoff spot. It's the first wild card spot.
Yeah. Okay.
90-69 entering today. 3 games left to wrap it up in Baltimore. The finale, Manoah is currently scheduled to start, but that's probably going to change because there's no way he's not getting game 1 of the finals. So why the hell would you start him in the last game of the season when it doesn't matter against the Orioles?
Anyway,
I cannot wait for the end of baseball season so I don't hear about the Blue Jays anymore.
Yeah, well, the Blue Jays are the Blue Jays and they're Canadians' homebred team, so you gotta live.
There's also Canadian history. Zach Pop and Jordan Romano come on for the first
Okay,
game to be
football,
won and say
football. Okay, first ad read because I think I need to calm down a little bit. And you know where I go when I need to calm down? Hunter's Ale House. Just watch some football games, have a nice Libra or a Heineken Zero, eat some wings.
Just
Greatest
football,
thing to do on a Sunday. Maybe some hockey or some baseball. But any day of the week. Go in, watch the game on the big screens.
Like Blue Jays playoff baseball?
I'm going to hit somebody. His name is Taylor Stewart. Thanks to Hunter's Ale House and Hunter's Corner for sponsoring Season 3. Anyway, Justin, I want to bring up a stat for you.
Oh, yeah, go right ahead.
This here is New England touchdowns scored by a ball being thrown from a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You can see here, through week 4,
I'm not even looking.
there are 3
I won't even look.
scoring touchdowns
That's great.
via pass
That's great.
by
That's
Patriots
amazing.
QBs.
You know what?
1 by Aaron Rodgers on an interception. That means a quarter of all passing TDs scored by New England have been thrown by Aaron, the State Farm spokesman, Rodgers. How do you feel about this?
I feel like we just had a third-string QB take the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau to overtime.
Okay,
Talk to
but
me
see,
later. Talk to me later.
Who
These
lost
two
that
here.
game,
Talk to
though?
me later.
Who's 1-3?
Who just lost to the 0-3 Raiders?
Yes.
There
but-
was benefits to that game,
No,
though. I
no,
will talk about that
before-
later.
Before I put the whiteboard down, 2 of these tally marks are your main man, Mac Jones.
Okay,
So
congratulations.
half.
He's hurt.
So 33% of all your passing
He's
QB
hurt.
touchdowns come from a third stringer.
Okay.
Would you say that the Patriots have no zap right now?
we lost Hoyer first drive of the game?
Honestly,
Or second drive of the game.
if this all continues, Zappy may be the second best quarterback in New England after 1999. Anyway, that's my rant. Let's get on to...
What's your rant? What part of that was your rant? Like, there's no rant there.
I'm saying Aaron Jones is a quarter of your best quarterback. Sorry.
Aaron Jones, the running back for the Green Bay Packers, is throwing touchdowns to us now.
He probably
That's
could
what-
next.
Yeah, probably. He's probably. You know what? Just send him. Let him go the opposite way. Tell him his end zone is actually the backwards.
Had Trey Lance not got hurt, I think we could have found a new home for Jimmy G.
No,
Yeah.
I
True.
wouldn't want Jimmy G.
Maybe
back.
make the call to Cam Newton?
No, we're not going to Cam Newton.
Well,
Another rerun?
Maybe just for a week. Try it out.
Yeah,
See if it
let's
still
just
works.
sign him for 1 week. Let's just see if he can learn an offense with Matt Patricia in 1 week. That makes
I
a
bet
lot of
he can.
sense.
I bet again.
So you're telling me
I am 100%
there's nothing
kidding, Justin.
impressive about a third string QB taking Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay in Lambeau to overtime?
To be fair,
You
the only
lost
touchdown.
that game, though.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
And to be fair, that shouldn't have gone to OT because that was a delay game right there. That touchdown pass. Hefty delay game. Missed call.
Controversy.
If the ball stays in the ground for 2 seconds after the play clock hits 0, I think it should have been a delayed
Okay.
game.
Fair, fine, good enough. We're on to Detroit. We win that game. Don't want to talk about it.
Are you sure about that? Jared
Detroit
Goff's playing pretty
is-
good right now.
Jared Goff
Detroit's
sucks.
Detroit's the best, worst team in football right now.
Really? They almost beat
The games
Seattle
they
today.
lost are real close, just like last year.
I don't even want to hear about Detroit. Detroit's the highest. They've scored the most amount of points in the NFL, and they're 1-3.
That's what I'm saying. Is they're a good, bad
No,
team?
they're not.
They're a great, bad team. You can't just score points in the NFL. These are professional defenses, Justin. They're a good team. They're just playing better teams.
Yeah, and I think
That's
they're
what we
ready to
got.
take some Pat's kneecaps.
I think so.
Yeah, well, I think that
AC 130 inbound.
Belichick obviously knew what he was doing over the weekend.
He was getting a little cranky on the weekend there, though, buddy.
I would
Spiking
imagine.
headsets,
Yeah.
that's his MO, but I mean, at the same
I would
time.
imagine
Because there's
they
trouble in
reset
Pat's land.
because they reset the clock on a stupid play.
You also ran out the clock on a smart play.
Okay, so they got time back on theirs.
Exactly, so even Steven.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're talking about. Then it's a touchdown should. Yeah, no, get out of here. You
Shouldn't have
bum.
touched that.
You lost to the Raiders this week. You can't talk to me.
Although there was benefits to that game.
What benefits were that?
Is the fact that
Russell
the
Wilson-
offense is looking like it had moments where it was starting to click, where we've struggled to score points so
You
far this
lost your
season.
running back for the season.
I know. We also lost. What's his name in the back? Gregory. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gregory.
Randy Gregory. So,
He's gone for a few games.
Bye bye.
Although we still have Melvin Gordon, so it's not totally dead meat right now. No. But I'd like to say though, the Denver Broncos, in my opinion, even though they
They're a
lost,
terrible team.
they're not a terrible team.
Yes, they are.
Despite the L, there were signs of an offense clicking in my mind.
You're worse than the Raiders.
We have a better record than the Raiders.
The no longer Oakland Raiders. You're worse than them. They don't even have a true home.
Yes, we lost to them, but I don't think that means we're worse than them.
You think Vegas loves them?
They have
I love them
fans.
for beating you. You kidding
Man,
me?
they're not
They
better.
were Jerry Jeudy and Russell Wilson finally had some chemistry. Cortland Sutton's looking good right now. I think this team only keeps getting better and better.
After a loss.
I do. Like I said, even though it was a loss, there was signs of good.
You're just going to take...
Hackett's going to be feeling better. Russell's going to be feeling better. The wide receivers are going to be feeling better.
Lost. I will say they lost. The only positive...
You had no flashes of brilliance, though, the Broncos did.
What flash? You can't...
Like
sit
I
there.
said,
You
Russell
can't-
Wilson is starting to click with
no.
Jeudy and Sutton.
You can't call
can't-
not being bad brilliant.
I'm saying that the only thing that we had positive there Sunday was the fact that we had a third string QB in and we somehow made it to overtime. Don't care that we lost the game. We made it to overtime against Aaron Rodgers. So, yes, we lost, but I'm not going to sit here and say, we got so much positivity going into this next week. How the hell? can you
Because
sit
there is.
and
I'm
say
looking at the glass
there's
half full right
positivity
now.
Going after the Raiders.
Listen.
You lost to the Raiders.
We're 2-2,
You lost to the Raiders.
but look at the previous weeks.
You lost to
They've
the
been failing to click, and
You
yes,
lost
we
to
did
the
lose. We gave up a lot of
Raiders.
points, but they were failing to click. Now they scored 23 points. They should have had more. But Wilson's looking better. Sutton and Jeudy are starting to get more active. And you got to think of what's to come, not what happened. I'm liking what they're building on because, like you saw, everyone knows the Broncos struggle a bit with Wilson when he came in.
Usually-
Hackett is struggling,
Usually
but each
at
week
this
they get a bit
point
better,
in the
and I think
season-
that's exciting to see coming.
Usually at this point in the season, Russell Wilson has 10 touchdown passes.
He's with an entirely new team. How long was he in Seattle? He's trying to learn a whole new thing. Hackett's trying to learn a whole new thing. The receivers are trying to get used to the whole new thing.
Whoa. Isn't Russell Wilson supposed to be a top 5 QB in the league?
I believe he still is.
You'd think he'd be able to throw more.
Whoa.
Well, look at Tom Brady
I'm
right
gonna
now.
ask this. I'm
Okay.
gonna ask this. So he's a top 5 QB in the league, right?
Yeah, I feel like you're trapping me here. But
No,
yeah,
he's
yes,
top 5 QB in the
he's
league,
top
right?
5.
How did Tom Brady do in his first season in Tampa Bay?
What is it, bro? It's just after week 4.
Period.
It's just
Period.
after week 4.
Statement made.
Now, I want to hear it about Kansas City because I'm sure all you have to complain about
Mahomes is always good.
is the Indianapolis Colts loss.
That's garbage.
Kansas City on top.
Your face is struggling, Brady. Mahomes played great like he always does. Juju did another TikTok dance.
Let me tell you, Kansas City is no longer a one-half team.
That's not true.
For
That is not
three-quarters
true.
of that
Wow.
game against the
you
Buccaneers,
You played one game
For
where you played
three-
three quarters.
for
Do
three
not tell
quarters,
me
we
you're
scored
not
10
a
or more
half
points
team.
and scored a point
No,
in every quarter.
no, not buying it. Not
What
buying
they
it.
score in the
I'm
second
buying
half.
it.
We'll see.
3/4 is better than a half.
They got outscored in the second half, technically.
Yeah, but we played 3/4. That's the defense.
See, you're doing the same as me. You're looking at the glass half full. They're getting better.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just
The Patriots
just
are
be
not.
negative. Just be negative.
No.
You guys won. Congratulations, but guess what? You're not a full, or you're not even a 3/4 team. You're half. You're half team, basically. Like, you just play half the game. We're not buying it. We'll see. Give me like 4 weeks of consistency, and then I'll say they're more than half a football team.
All right. I'll say that. But I will say this: New England, worst team in the conference. Jets are ranked better than you currently.
Yeah, the Jets. Congratulations to the Jets, who will get stomped by us.
Hot take right now: Patriots don't make the playoffs.
Well, we're 1-3. I would hope we won't make the playoffs.
That's a warm take.
But you know what? The Denver's not making the playoffs too, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Playoffs. Broncos easily make the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch any of the game?
Well, don't worry, Miami. Okay, here's the last thing we got to talk about in football, because I just said it, so it just clicked in my head. Miami Dolphins should be ripped apart, torn down, and
Which
fined.
they're same as the NFL.
It's Miami's medical staff that should be torn down, ripped apart, and taken limb by limb.
Don't agree.
Why not?
Because the medical staff obviously just... I'm not going to accuse anything because, it's just allegations, but...
Don't want to damage your credibility here.
Yeah,
What
you
do
apply
you
for
think-
Rogers and
what do you
suddenly
think-
all journalistic
What do you
integrity over here.
think?
Mr.
What do you
Ethics.
think happened in the league? Who wants the players back?
Obviously, the players want to play, and team wants them to play. But with the way
Team
multi,
owners.
it is a multi-stage of who wants players back. Like Taylor said, the players themselves are at the top of that list.
I would not say the players themselves are at the top of that list.
I don't think Tua plays if he doesn't feel like it. I don't think that with the way the NFL has been scrutinized with their concussion protocols and stuff the past few years, I don't think they're going to keep pushing again.
There's no way you can tell me that he didn't have a concussion after the Bills game.
Yes, he 100% did.
And they cleared him.
Yes, that's why it's on the medical staff.
But that's also because I guarantee you there's someone up in that front office that wanted him to play. Whether that be team owner, which doesn't surprise me, considering what have you done in the past 3 years? Tried to get Tom Brady while he was underneath contract. Tried to get Sean Payton while he was underneath contract. There was one other thing that you guys did while they were underneath contract and tried to get them but failed with all three. And you're going to sit here and try and tell me that this owner is, God forbid, the best owner in the NFL and he doesn't do anything wrong?
Okay. I'm not saying that by saying he's doing nothing, he's the best. Let's get that fallacy out of the way.
Okay.
All right. But what I am saying is it's not all on him. And I'm saying it's mostly on the medical staff, who's supposed to be independent.
They fired the neurologist, I think.
Neurologist.
Neurologist. Yeah, I said that. Neurologist.
Nailed it.
I said that the first time. But anyways, they fired him, and there should be a lot more fired than just him. Like, Tua was in no state to play Thursday night against the...
We also don't know exactly what went on in that locker room. Maybe it wasn't a concussion. Maybe it was just very close to, but now he's definitely concussed. And whiplashed. Players get hit in weird ways all the time. He could have just been shaken up.
He's 100% concussed.
Oh, now, yeah, 100%. No,
but
the
after
first time.
Like, you do not... You can tell me you take a hard hit, yes. And you might get up and you might have to shake it off. But you tell me you literally fall down, you're not concussed. I do not believe that for a second. Anyways, on that note, I got to send it over to Grant because Grant's going to tell you all about our interview.
It was amazing. We got Keiran Gallant, new possible captain of the Charlottetown Islanders. We'll find out as the season goes on. Anyway, he talked about the President's Cup loss, the possible maybe should have been no call in that game too, and what it means to wear that C. So,
I mean, I think he's obviously the no-brainer to wear it, in my opinion. Yeah. I think he's proved it. He's earned it, I think. Anyway, I don't know about you, Taylor.
We'll get to the Islanders' favorite Islander boy. Is that... That makes sense. Anyway.
Taylor just fanboy a little bit over him.
Yeah, just...
Gotta love the Islanders.
Just a bit. Anyway.
PHA hockey, baby.
Season 3, Episode 4 interview with Keiran Gallant coming at you right about now.
Welcome back, Waterboyz family. We're back for another week after the hurricane kind of closed us down for a little bit there. Yeah, Grant, Justin, and our guest for this week, Keiran Gallant. Keiran, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah, how you doing without ice at the Eastlink Center?
We're managing.
Yeah.
A little travel, but we're back on the ice now, so.
Okay.
Well, that's we're up in Somerset, I heard last, and now down to 8 p.m. you were telling me?
Yeah, down to 8 p.m. today and tomorrow.
First of all, biggest question, do you have power?
I do. I just got it last night, actually.
There we go. That's all we need in this world. Hot showers, hot meals.
Yeah. Came home after our skating workout today. Ripped out a bunch of school just before coming here. So.
There you go. What classes you taking?
I'm a major in kinesiology, but with all our travel for sports, can't really do labs or anything. So I'm just taking a bunch of electives. So I'm in 2 law classes, same one as you.
Yeah.
There we go.
And Indigenous studies as well. So.
There we go.
Yeah.
Broadening our horizons here at the Waterboyz. Well, anyway, take it back. Island born and raised. How's it feel to be playing on the Islanders now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always asked this, but it's cliche, but it is a dream come true. You know, just I grew up here, and then I'd go watch all the games. You know, before it was the Islanders, the Rock, and everything. I'd go to the family skates to meet all the players and everything. So it really is a dream come true to play.
I think it's every Island kid's dream. I remember growing up myself and just thinking, like, if I got to put on the Islanders jersey one time, I couldn't care less. Like, I get hurt my first game and I'd be fine.
Exactly.
And working for them is good.
Yeah. So, when did hockey start for you?
Just as soon as I could walk, basically. I mean, my dad played growing up, junior B out of Rustico and all that. So.
What kind of player was he?
He worked hard. Just worked hard.
So that's the Gallant trait.
The Gallant trick, I guess. Yeah. But no, ever since I was little, I have an older brother too, so he got to skate before me. So I always kind of tried to follow in his footsteps. So just been playing ever since.
So is it nice being the younger brother and being like, hey, guess we made it to the queue?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I mean, he loves it too. He comes to every game he can. So.
Yeah.
It's kind of not only my dream, but I feel like my family too. You know, my parents, they traveled all the Atlantic games and everything. You know, so it's more than just me.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's the Gallant on the team. You know.
His mom and dad have been to every rink in the Maritimes.
Yes, for sure. They're trying to make it to every rink in the league. Ish.
Wow.
Well, makeable. I mean, they're not going to go to Bakemo or Vestal or whatever, but
that's a bit of a trek.
Yeah, that's a bit of a truck, but they're trying their best.
Probably wouldn't even be able to speak any English up there with anyone.
No. Well, my dad actually went to French school growing up.
Okay.
But he's rusty, so he's not.
They could take you out and order some food and come back at least.
Yeah, you can get you a muffin or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. That pregame coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, played a little band around here on the island, and then you go off to a prep school? Is that what it's considered out in Quebec there?
Yeah, so boarding school, prep school up in Quebec, Stansted College. So it's just I always went to like Andrews hockey growing up, so they have this little showcase, and just they always advertise kind of going away to school kind of thing, playing prep school, and then I got lucky enough to be approached, so I went up there for 2 years for my grade 9 and 10 years and played hockey there.
Any notable names in those years that you played with, or?
Brendan McCarthy. I played with him my second year. He played with us 2 years ago
Yeah.
in Charlottetown. So he was a good buddy of mine. Alex Campbell, probably don't know him, but he's one of the best players I've played with for sure. He's at Clarkson right now. He's drafted to Nashville. I think third or fourth round, but he's pretty wicked.
Yeah. Do you play against like Sister St. Mary's and the Mount in that league over there?
So it wasn't the Mount wasn't a thing back then, I don't think, or they were just kind of getting into it.
Okay.
But we'd play against like RNS down here. We played KES, I think, my first year. But there's two different teams. So my first year I played on the prep, and then the second year I played on the varsity. So the prep team kind of plays in like neighboring leagues. So there's like high schools around that they play, and then the varsity team kind of travels a bit more. But no, we were all over kind of thing. We played a lot of states teams as well.
It kind of seems like that's a theme now with the Islanders, just playing like prep school when you're younger guys, because there's a few prospects that are over in the States now too.
Yeah. I know Dawson played at South Kent, I believe. Stairs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think Stairs played somewhere in the States for a little bit.
Yeah, he played South Kent, and then Kiersey played at RNS, our new 16-year-old this year.
Is Massey's not back, is he?
Massey, yeah. He's not back yet.
No.
Still
he was hurt, but yeah.
But he's been skating with us now. He's kind of getting back into the things.
I know Housecat was really hoping he'd come back this year to play.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah. I've grown up with him kind of thing through Andrews as well, so I know him pretty well.
So after Stansted, you come back and play for Kensington Wild.
Yeah.
Up there, and first taste of major midget, technically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
That was awesome. That was probably one of my, if not the best hockey seasons. Like, I don't know what it was, just I came back, and there's something about, you know, those teams where when you get to midgets, combined teams kind of thing. So I played against all these guys growing up, but, you know, when we all come together on the team, it was just an awesome environment. I had so much fun. We had an amazing team. Should have won Atlantics, should have went to Telus, but we lost in the finals. But no, that was a wicked year.
Well, you come to PEI for major midget, you have a choice of two teams to play with. So everyone's pretty much coming together in some scenario. Right?
Exactly.
So what took you out to Kensington?
I came back and
were your rights?
I talked to both teams. There's no real rights.
No rights.
Yeah, you kind of just pick who you want to try out for, and just came to it that I went to Kensington. We had a really good year, really good team.
Yeah. And you're underneath Summerside there too.
Yeah.
And what was that like? You know, and with the Vipers there. So.
Yeah, that was good. I talked to Summerside a little bit too. I went to an ID camp or a tryout kind of thing like that, and decided to stay with Kensington instead, kind of thing. So.
You were drafted, weren't you?
Yeah, I was drafted. So at the end of the year at Stansted, was the draft, so I was up there when I got drafted, and then came back because I figured. First of all, I didn't get to play much at Stansted my second year. We had a really good team. It was kind of a health bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, you know, if I had a whole year barely playing, I might as well come back and be able to play. So I played midget and talked to Charlottetown. I knew I wasn't going to make the team that year, but I still had a pretty good camp. But just kind of went along with the things there. And after midget, I was feeling pretty confident. Went into the tryouts and got lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say you come to Charlottetown, or you were in Stanhope or
Colfed. Yeah.
For the draft, like.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was at Stansted.
Yeah, were you expecting to be drafted by the Islanders, or was it kind of surprise? And were you like caught off guard by how early or late you went in the draft? In your opinion.
So I was on the central scouting list. I was projected in the 6th to 8th round, I think, and I talked to a couple teams. So
Atlantic teams, or
I talked to.
Did you kind of have like a no French?
Wasn't really picky. Like it didn't matter. Didn't matter to me. I know. I talked to Blainville at the time. I don't know if he still is, but it was Mike Smith, who's my vice principal, grade 8 at Stone Park.
Oh, really?
So that was kind of funny. But no, I talked to a couple teams. I wasn't really sure what would happen. But yeah, I just kind of draft day, didn't really pay too much attention the first couple rounds. I knew I wasn't going to go, and then I got into the 6 to 8, still didn't go, and then 9, 10 kind of thing. I was like this is getting kind of late. Like, tired of watching the whole day. Everybody's just waiting there the whole day, and it's a long day of draft, so just kind of gave up on it and went to play some basketball with the boys, and then came back afterwards, checked nothing, and then one of my buddies came around in and tell me that I was drafted, so it was a pretty cool feeling.
You didn't get a phone call?
No.
What?
After I'd already found out later on, but no, I was drafted in the 13th round out of 14, so. But
Just under the wire.
Just under the wire.
Just made her in.
Just made her.
Do you think that was to do with the fact that you were, like, because I know that some people, some Q teams don't want to take the risk of, since you were already playing at a prep school,
Mm-hmm.
is there a chance he might not even come want to play for us? So is that kind of why you think you might have fell that far?
I think it has to do with also the season I had. Like I said, I was kind of just like a health bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had like 7 points max that year. Like I barely played. I'd be in the stands, or I'd be 3 shifts a night, and then like if it wasn't for the Gatorade Challenge Cup, which was like the draft tournament, I balled out there. I don't know what it was, but Team PI had a really good tournament, so I feel like that alone had a good part of it. But yeah, not sure what it was, but
I was just going to talk about, you said you played, 13 games with the Islanders in your last year with Kensington?
yeah.
What were those like, coming up through prep, major midget?
So yeah, my first year with Charlottetown when I was 17, it's kind of the same thing as my last year Stansted, because it was first year, you don't really get into the prime spot or whatever, but started out slow, kind of healthy scratch. I'd play a game, sit a game, play a game, sit a game, that kind of thing, and then that's just how it went for most of the year. And then it got into November, and I think I got like my first point. I played pretty well, and I played like one of my first back-to-back games, so I was feeling good. And then my second game in a row, I played good again, got another assist, so I played my first three games in a row, so I was feeling pretty good about myself. And then in that third game, I was playing good, scored my first goal, and then third period went out, tried to hit a way bigger guy than myself, and shattered my collarbone and was done for the season there. So
you scored your first goal in that high ended pretty quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice little taste.
Yeah.
Do you remember who it was that you went and tried to
Yeah,
hit?
it's Sean Ellman. So I just remember like the whole year, everybody always talked about how he's like the toughest guy in the league, and I don't know what I was thinking, but like
you found out.
You were living on cloud 9.
Yeah,
You're like, hey, it's time to go make a physical impact.
That was that.
So you go from being 13th round pick, you go 13 games your first season, and now if I have this correct, which I was there, I'm pretty sure I do, you're now back-to-back fan voted hardest working Islander and back-to-back fan favorite Islander.
Yeah.
So how does that feel to go from a 13th round pick to now being the 2-time defending champion of some pretty good fan awards?
Do you feel like the fan favorite is a lock because you're from here?
I feel like it definitely has a lot of sway, and I know for sure all my buddies are just hammering the votes. But
Competition's
yeah,
rigged.
like it is. Even like the top 10 thing that they just released the boys were already sending it in and be like, you guys know what to do, and I was like, stop.
I filled mine
Stop.
and you were on it, so.
Stop. I was like, stop. No,
All right,
just,
Taylor, you jock sniffer.
just stop. But no, it's, pretty big awards,
Yeah.
especially with, the likes of like Corms and Patty Gay and all them and Budge, and it's just, just do what I do, and I guess people like it. So
that's why I remember talking with the boys from upstairs there, and they were saying they got to rename the award from the Matthew Welsh Award to now the Keiran Gallant Award.
They were so on my. They were on me, all the boys. They're like, when you go up, they're like, make sure you say, "Oh, sorry for stealing this award from Matthew Welsh. Like, I'm sure he wanted to be here. When he hasn't played for 2 years." I was like, I'm not saying that. Like, stop. But,
So you go out, finish the warmies. You're standing on the blue line, hearing your name announced, and you just get the loudest cheer, right? So what's your favorite part of being an Islander now that you're on the team and it's not a dream anymore?
yeah, it's, the blue line is definitely one of those things, when it's all quiet and the name's announced, you're nervous, you're shaking, and then everybody's cheering for you. It's a great feeling, and then I know even all the kids around. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, even people like that don't really pay attention to hockey and like, I guess just go to an Islanders game for the first time, and once they hear a PEI name, like I just find, boom, that player's getting cheered.
His last name's Gallant. We got a McDonald on it.
Yeah, free cheers.
Basically, that's what it sounds like when you're at a PEI rink. So how does it feel for you?
Yeah, it's unreal, and I mean, it's just how the island loves island-born people. It's just how it works, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with, bring it back to Andrews hockey. I've worked there for like 13 years now, something like that. So all the little kids, they all come to the games and everything, and they know, they basically know me personally, right? Because I spent so much time there. So they all have a big part of that too, I think. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Andrews kind of works in part with Synergy somewhat, the gym there, and you got a laundry list of great NHL names and great AHL, ECHL names that have been there. Like more recently, Thomas Casey, and then you got Flood, who he was out in Winnipeg. I don't know where he's at now.
I think he retired now.
He retired now. Yeah. Then Graves is working there now. He's still practicing with you.
Yeah.
So one of those veterans kind of took you under their wing and said, hey, here's what it means to be an Islander.
I don't know. Yeah, not exactly. I know for sure. Like growing up, the age gap was always big, but I always kind of view Cameron Kiley as kind of like, he's an island born. I know his brother personally. I always grew up playing hockey with him, so it's kind of like following his career and trying to be like him. Trying to follow in his footsteps, and it's kind of surreal because I never really known him too well, but like now he skates with us, and I have good chats with him. He's a great guy, but
he was huge when he played with the Islanders.
Exactly, he was such a big figure. So it's just like guys like that where you look up to them, and then you get to be able to meet them and play alongside them and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Guys like you and Cameron Kiley, it's just a PR guy's dream for whatever it sounds like. Cody, he knows right to go to you as soon as he needs something for the Twitter or anything like that.
All right, so we're gonna amp this up a little bit. Gonna hit you with some hard questions because you are the first Islander guest since you lost in the President's Cup.
Oh, okay.
So it's coming.
No pressure. Still stings every time you hear those words, I imagine. Yeah.
Game 2. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a series changer. I still think every game we outplayed them. Doesn't matter. Don't care what anyone says. TSN analytics said we didn't, but we did. Doesn't matter.
Game 1 was really the only game.
Game 1 was the only game that we didn't play.
Yeah. Every other game.
I would say they probably had game. I would say
definitely had game 1.
You could have 5 overtimes.
That's what I mean.
In that series, yeah.
And we were the worst overtime team in all of Canada, probably. But other than that, it shouldn't have gone to overtime, in my opinion.
So, the penalty on Simino. I mean, had you ever seen anything like that in your playing career?
See, I actually got the same penalty in Rimouski at an away game, but it was different because I actually hit it with my hand along the ice.
Mm-hmm.
I guess technically I actually don't know the rule, but I think it's supposed to be a penalty. I don't really know how it works.
So,
but like it went up in the air, so I
and they got possession. Like it's not like it went back to you guys.
No, because he won it.
He caught
it out of the air behind him.
Yeah, and then batted
put it right on
and
his
then
tape.
put it right on his stick.
Yeah, so the handling the puck, this is from a guy who loves getting penalty minutes. So the handling the puck penalty comes from when you near pass the puck, but it's not technically passing the puck with your hand. And you just don't know what to call it, or it's a momentum changer.
Yeah.
But it's not from when you catch it and put it on your blade.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more not passing the puck. You can't win it with your hand off the face.
Exactly.
No, but that's like if you slide it backwards.
That's what I mean. That's what I did and got the penalty. I don't understand because it's like he already won it, right? Because it went behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't really understand.
It was also a poor drop though, wasn't it too? Because it like bounced in the air, so it's like you can't not play it.
Well, I think it wasn't the drop. Like I think they came together.
Yeah.
And he it went to his side, so it's like he won it, and he just took it down out of the air.
Yeah. Do you think that kind of was a defining factor in the series? Like defeated the air basically out of you guys, or any momentum you guys had going into that series was kind of just washed away after that.
Well, that's
game.
more than likely a 1-1 series after that game.
It's a 1-1 series for sure.
Instead of 2-0 going up
after
to
that
shit
game.
again.
Instead of 2-0 and then
go on the road and then
we lose in overtime.
You lose in overtime.
To an own goal.
How was that in the locker room after the game?
Like, is it more so feeling bad for Noah?
Because I said you couldn't have seen a worse guy have that happen to with how he was all his career. Such a good player, the best defenseman in the league.
It's a feel bad, but it's also like, how does this happen? Like, I think it was the same thing. Like, we got scored on with 3 minutes left to send to OT again. Like, we control the whole game. We're leading. They score with less than 5 minutes left. It's like, okay,
this again.
It's fine. We'll go to overtime, and I think every OT goal was under 3 minutes into the game. I don't even think
it was under 2 minutes.
It was
they were so quick.
Yeah, I only stepped on the ice for the OT once.
Yeah.
It's just
crazy.
Yeah.
It's also what are the odds? You have to thank the hockey gods at that point, because any bad break that could have been caught, it was you watched it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last thing we'll talk about last season, was it nice to see him lose against St. John?
No. I wanted anyone to win but St. John. I wanted St. John to go 0-4.
I think anyone did.
It was just I don't know, just bad blood. It's like a Maritime team. You play them so much.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. And it's the host thing. They lost in the first round.
To a team that wasn't expected
Fired
to do anything.
head coach.
Did Gordy like that.
Fire the head coach.
Yeah.
It's just
My last thing about Shawinigan is, basically what it seemed like was just a one-line team.
Mm-hmm.
2-player team.
A two-player team. And could you feel that on the ice? Were those two just we were what do we do?
Yeah, well, I don't even know if it was what did we do,
2 first-round picks.
They're good. They're really good.
Yeah.
And it's not what do we do against these guys? I feel like it was more of if we made a mistake, they would definitely capitalize. Their goals were not them totally outplaying our team, other than the power play, because their power play was disgustingly good.
Mm-hmm.
But their goals were just us lapsing half a second lapse of judgment, half a mistake, and you can't do it against those guys because they're the best,
Well, it looked like from what we were seeing, it was just that they didn't shoot the puck to shoot the puck. They only shot the puck when they knew they had a prime time scoring chance.
Yeah, and when they weren't on the ice, it was what is this team? I don't know. It was the same with when we lost to Victoriaville the year before in the semis. Their team was absolutely defend and just when we score, we score. It's the most annoying hockey to play against. let me get the puck and smack it off the glass and we'll just reset.
Yeah.
And when they have the puck, let's just sit 4 guys at like our blue line. You can't really, you don't get much offense because they just whack everything. You can't forecheck. It's annoying. It works for some teams because they can
You
just
have to be really
absolutely
good at
park the bus until you get a power play and then they're golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be really good at doing
Yeah.
that. If not, it just costs you.
That's what I mean.
So this season, we've
Yeah.
lost a lot of names now.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say we. I don't do anything except
There's a
take
couple
pictures.
more to be lost
Yeah.
that haven't been announced.
Yeah. So what's the focus?
Same as always.
Get through the rebuild?
The Islander
Same as
mentality
always.
doesn't
Be
do
the Charlottetown Islanders. You know, like we'll go out there. We'll play the same way we always have. Same Jim Holton hockey. You know, structured, hard work, tenacity, and you know we'll come out on top. Like as long as we keep working and we keep elevating, as always, we just gotta, you know, like I said, just play our system and you know we'll be good.
Can you speak to the new guys coming in? Like, are you impressed by what you've seen so far from them, or just
Excited to have some new blood and take on
Yeah.
more of a leadership role.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, we got some good young talent, and you know it's a new challenge. You know, I've had the same faces for a long time. It's certainly different with a lot of new guys, but like I said, it's exciting to see what we can do here.
Well, the last few years, yeah, you had guys that like Jim brought in when you came in, so you grew up with like Lau and Budgel. They were here their whole careers pretty
Elliot
much.
Plandowski.
Yeah.
it's like you went from probably, I think everyone would agree, probably the best third line in the queue last year to now you're going to be stepping up into maybe a first line role.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think you got to put on yourself to provide for these guys and be a leader? And
Show them the way.
Yeah, you know, I find I'm at my best when I'm just having fun, you know. So I'll try my best not to put too much on myself because then I get in my own head kind of thing. But no, I go out there every day. I try to have a blast, and when I'm having fun, I'm on my game. So I think I've put in good work over the summer, and we'll see what happens.
No.
so I think Grant's wanting to get to lightning round
I
questions.
got one
but
more thing before the lightning round too.
I got another thing for the lightning round.
Okay. I got one thing that is sticking out to me, and it's the fact that Budgel's now gone.
Mm-hmm.
You are the fan favorite. You are
You know
the
this
hardest
thing.
worker. Do you think you deserve to be named the captain of the Charlottetown Islanders this season?
You know, at the end of the day, it's just a letter on the shoulder. You know, it's
How much would it mean, I should say?
yeah. I mean it is an extra, you know, title, but it you know, everybody wants to be a captain growing up. You know, it's this kind of big title, but yeah, it'd be cool to get it and all, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just a letter. You know, everybody pitches in. You know, everybody is equal kind of thing. So, you know, at the end of the day, it is just a letter kind of thing. But it would be a big honor. That being said, too.
Yeah, well, you'd be the first island-born player to wear the C, would you not?
Maybe, I'm not sure on that.
I'm fairly sure. But all right, my last question before we get into the lightning round. I gotta ask this for Spider. Is there gonna be a few more peanut butter sandwiches to power you up now this year to take on a bigger role?
And maybe if I don't know. Frankie's allergic, so that's the main issue at hand. So I've been good
What's
up
he
until
allergic
Frankie
to?
came. And
Peanuts,
now,
I'm assuming.
yeah,
peanuts.
allergic
If you're
to
allergic
nuts.
to jelly, just call it a quit.
Yeah, literally.
So, a new season where you have so many new faces can go one of two ways.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a rebuild, or it could feel like a part two with a new cast.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the energy in the DR, what is it feeling like?
You know, I think it always feels like, you know, a good season going into that dressing room. I mean, I don't think the Islanders have ever been lower than middle pack kind of thing. And, you know, I don't expect us to be this year either. You know, I think everybody's ready to put the work in, and we know we're written off as the underdogs already.
Yeah.
And we know we got a mountain to climb, but we're all in it together and we're all ready to buy in. And I think I'm pretty excited for the season actually.
We're not totally stripped down either. You got a few returning guys that are going to be pretty clutch in rebuilding the team, or like at least taking a newer team to.
Is there a team though that you were like thinking these guys improved a lot over the offseason and like I guess not nervous but like kind of nervous to see what they can do?
Over the offseason, I feel like Drummondville got good. I mean, bias. They got Drew and
They have a quarter of the Islanders from last year.
That's true. But no, I think they had a good offseason. I don't know about offseason, but I think Hallie will be good. They've just been young, so they're just getting older and older every year. So I think they'll have a good team, but I think our division will be pretty close.
Do you think Cape got better?
All the trades they made, it seems like none of the guys are coming back though.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know, but
I think Quebec was ranked number 2 in all of Canada going into this year.
I feel like Quebec's always ranked number 2.
Really, yeah.
Well,
Quebec.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works out around November, December.
Exactly.
We'll have you back on.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, you made it to the lightning round. The easiest 5 questions of the episode. They start easy, get tougher. So, 5 questions. I went a little island for this one. A little too island on the first 2, I should say. All right, so food-wise, potatoes or lobster?
Potatoes. Not a seafood guy.
No.
Not a seafood guy.
I'm the pickiest eater ever. Ask anyone. I'm not even the biggest potato guy. But
any seafood at all?
I've had like fish and chips for the first time like last summer, 2 summers
my
ago.
God.
Dude, I'm the same way.
But
My theory is
you're from Kansas City. There's a difference.
No,
He grew up here.
Listen, my theory has always been if whatever creator put me on this earth, if they wanted me to eat seafood, they'd put me in the water and give me gills. Anyway, let's say you weren't playing hockey. Would you be working the fields or the boats?
Probably the fields.
Yeah.
Both seems cool, but like I don't know. I've never been like I haven't been on boats that often, to be honest.
Can you swim?
I can swim. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all we needed to know. All right, on the ice, you a forecheck or a backcheck?
Forecheck for sure.
Really?
Damn.
Nobody likes a back.
I called backcheck.
Nobody likes a back check.
It is rewarding though. It is rewarding.
It is
you hit
rewarding.
that poke check third period
That's
deep in the
true.
game. Oh yeah.
I'm big for the defensive game. Like I feel like I'm definitely a D first kind of guy.
That's why
And I take
I'm
pride.
check.
I take pride in those sticks and everything, but running the forecheck's so much more fun.
Oh yeah.
Just running guys.
Yeah.
Right, whatever.
It's the version of athletic cocaine. Anyway, you scored Gino. You going snipes or you doing it through the dangles?
Probably neither. Backdoor tapping. But definitely,
What do you do in practice then?
I think I'm a dangler, but I'm not.
I saw you had a cannon sometimes last year. I remember Jim telling me in an
I
interview you
feel
just gotta
like-
shoot more.
I think I was like 2 for like 18 on breakaways last year. But we'll say snipe.
Okay, yeah, just in case any scouts are
Yeah.
watching.
Just in case.
All right. Final question here. You playing old time hockey or that new school speed?
Say a little of both.
Yeah.
Probably
No,
speed.
you gotta pick one. There's no
Speed's
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Damn.
It's good hockey.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not the biggest guy, so I feel like I'd get killed in old time hockey.
Well, they already broke your collarbone.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Have a few more of them elements out there. Yeah.
But would you say just take it back just wondering? Would you say you've added some muscle and some weight since that experience of breaking your collarbone?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
So you could handle it a little bit better
Yeah.
now.
Do you remember what you
I
were
could
listed
handle
at your
it
rookie
now.
year? Because I know I looked you up.
I think it's
now.
150.
You're 5'8",
Little
like
less.
171, I think now in hockey IMD.
171.
Yeah, I think that's the hit yet.
How much you win?
That's like NBA heights. Like he just
5'8", 171.
No, I'd be like 165. Max. Max. I'm in the 70s, yeah.
You were in that sauna student Williams,
Yeah,
huh?
there's a couple peanut butter sandwiches before.
What, elite prospects came in on bulk day, huh?
Thanks to them, though. That's nice.
That's a nice little shout
That's a
out.
nice one,
Yeah. We'll give you an extra 6 pounds.
Might as well.
Yeah. All right. Justin or Taylor, why don't you two decide who's going to tell them where to find us?
I'll go ahead. All right. Well, thank you for coming on this episode, Keiran.
Oh yeah,
My pleasure.
I wish you nothing but best of luck this upcoming season. I mean, it was supposed to already be started by now,
Yeah.
and thanks to Hurricane Fiona,
Yeah.
we're delayed.
We hope you're staying safe and have power.
Yes.
And our hearts are with you.
Yeah, but yeah, you got a roadie coming up this weekend now, and then pump up the home opener a bit for next weekend.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
We'll see if we lice.
Yeah, no longer a swimming pool. All right, well, yeah, Waterboyz family, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We got Waterboyz Media. We got that on Instagram. We also got the official Waterboyz podcast. So you can find those on Instagram. For Twitter, it's the official Waterboyz pod. Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Your first interview of season 3.
Yeah, right. And then, yeah, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you're watching this right now, YouTube, of course.
Nailed it.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we're still going solid. And anyway, yeah, I think I covered everything.
Top of the class.
Top of the class.
Top of the class.
You forgot one thing.
What did I forget, Justin?
Send them out, Grant.